Ladies and gentlemen, this is the King in Our Life podcast. You know what to do, www.kinginourlife.com, YouTube, all that stuff. So let's just do a humding out there, but I'm gonna let him go ahead right quick.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna put out a cooking challenge where I want our participants, our listeners, our family and friends to participate. I'm gonna throw together a video doing a short tutorial of cooking one particular item in particular. I'm going to put it out there, and I want to see how they do it. One style is not better than the other. It's just, this is how I do it where I'm from. So again, I just want people to participate in it, and let's have a little fun with it. But y'all be on the lookout for that, because I'm going to post that on Instagram.
Right. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. Wow. All right, bet. You got me on that. You got me. But yeah, we're gonna jump back into it because I don't want to get sidetracked. So
sure.
Let's talk about South America now. I went to Costa Rica. Costa Rica was dope. Like I said, we got an Airbnb that was up in the mountains. And you could see the Pacific Ocean. The Airbnb was dope. I mean, look, you had let me put it like this. We had a rear wheel drive minivan. When we got there, it was raining. So it's like you had to be a driver to get up that hill. Like you literally had to be a driver. I did get us stuck once going up, but you know, we had somebody leading us up the hill, but got us stuck like once, and then we got up there a little bit, then we started sliding or whatever the case may be. But once we got up there, it was magnificent. The view was magnificent. The Airbnb was magnificent. Again, the dude, they left us, they brought us some fresh fruit for the Airbnb. The fruit was magnificent. The Airbnb where it wasn't too many people around. I mean, it was other Airbnbs on the mountain, but it wasn't too many people too close to us. And hey, they had armed security outside the Airbnb, which was mind blowing to me. But we were able to get out. The first day we went to a beach, we saw some Americans out there, but the people didn't bother us. People that we did interact with was cool. You know, the next day we went out looking for a waterfall, and this was a goddamn adventure. Cause one of the females, she found on Google where the waterfall was. So we hop in the van, we going out. One female couldn't do it because it was. So her and the dude that came with her, they stayed back at the van. But before we got up there, we was talking to this lady who stayed in the house that was right up the path. She was like, "Yeah, you can go up here, blah blah blah." And there was some Americans coming down. They was like, "Yeah, it's the waterfall is right up there. It's not too far." But the lady who we was talking to, she was from Canada. And I was like, what made you move from Canada to here? Because where she was, it was like, compared to what we're used to, it was in the middle of nowhere. But it wasn't, it was a nice little town not too far from where she stayed. But for us, it would be in the middle of nowhere. And for me, I was like, why? You know, she chatted with us or whatever, but we went up this hill, which turned into a hike, which turned into a trek, which turned into we black and we got to get up out these trees. Not because we was in danger of people or anything, but it was like getting dark. that's how like we started at like maybe 2 o'clock, and it was getting dark.
Oh
Needless to
wow.
say, we never found a waterfall, but the monkeys was in the trees, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yo, but it was getting dark, so. But I mean, it was a nice little walk. But yeah, and then we went down. I forgot the Costa, whatever it was, but we went down to this other city, which like was an hour and a half from the Airbnb. That was where the beach was. We got on the catamaran. They had a little car festival thing down there. And what blew my mind though, it was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Americans who relocated down there.
Oh wow.
Like it was a black dude who had a restaurant down there. There was a couple from Texas that was down there. And they was telling us, yeah, this is the best move we made. And I was like, you don't say. And they was living it up. I was blown. But, we did run into some people trying to sell us some weed. Like, yo, nah, get away, get away. But
Okay.
the seafood was fresh. The fruit was look, dude, look. I want to go back to Costa Rica. Needless to say.
I'll bet. It sounds like you had a heck of a time down that way. One place I will say I do want to revisit is Jamaica. Because we did the waterfall over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't feel like I was able to fully
enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Because again, I was helping other people, like I was part of the damn tour or some shit. But Jamaican people, they seem like just really laid back. Like if you were to stay over there for a minute, there's no doubt in my mind I would have had a even better time. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was just there for a day. But the beaches there are beautiful. The women there are beautiful. I can tell I would have a really great time.
I'm sure. Yeah, but Costa Rica is the only place in South America that I've been. Yep. I wouldn't mind going to Brazil.
Oh yeah, I definitely got to do Brazil.
Yeah, I would do Brazil.
I had the chance to go, and that was
you had
thrown off my track.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a chance to go, but that whole Mary thing. Like, hell no, you ain't going over Brazil. What?
No.
Yeah. Mm-mm. But, I'm going to have to put that one back on the schedule.
I bet. So let's talk about thoughts on the culture differences in the countries that we've been to. Because we know how American culture is. And for the most part, for me, I will say we live in a very entitled situation here where people think everything is about them, and it's a lot of selfishness and ignorance, and just that whole connected vibe is just not there for me. But every time I've been to a different country, I don't know if because I was just visiting for a short time or whatever the case may be, but I've always felt like it was a better experience as far as the culture differences.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. I feel like within our country we have too many damn Beckys, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, someone who wants to argue over something for no reason, just for the simple sake of argument. Anytime I've been outside of the perimeters of our country, I've always enjoyed myself, no matter where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
I never felt like I was the wrong place at the wrong time because of, my melanation.
Mm.
I never felt like, people were staring at us because we,
Right.
have a darker hue. Again, everywhere I've gone on the outside of this country, or I've always felt welcome.
Mm-hmm.
People tend to be more open, and I don't know if it's just carefree, but they don't let, little small things trip them up like they sometimes do here within our country.
Yeah. People, it's like, I don't know, racism. I've heard of racism in other countries towards people of our complexion.
Mm-hmm.
But visiting, I've never really experienced. I probably experienced maybe once or twice, but for the most part, we are treated better abroad than we are here. It's like
Yeah.
we have more issues with oppression and all of that stuff here, and it's just crazy that we have that. I don't know what to attribute that to, but it's one of those feelings where sometimes you wish you was somewhere else and not here because you get treated a little better to a degree. But then I don't know if it's because we're tourists or that's just the way they are. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about it is, man, I think the way you carry yourself has a lot to do with it too. Not saying that one person is better than another person or anything along that line, but people generally on the outside of our country pick up on our vibes, meaning, they can tell our will that we're not there to get in any kind of trouble. We just want to have fun or enjoy, the space that we're in. I think it's a real shame that we haven't progressed more than what we have on the inside of our home country.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
But again, it is what it is, and if you let it attach itself to you like that, then it will. But for the most part, just live your life, keep it moving. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But what I like, another thing that I like about other countries that I don't see so much here is a celebration of their culture, a celebration of their
Yes.
history.
Yes.
Um, like even in Europe, they have days of celebration where it's like everybody takes part in that. South America, you have these carnivals, these festivals and stuff like that, even in the Caribbean. So um it's I think to me it's amazing that even in Mexico, this right down the street, even in Canada, which is right above us, and it's like they they actually sit back and they have these celebrations that sometimes last a whole damn week, and it's just weird that we don't necessarily do that as a whole here.
Right. Um, it's kind of crazy you would mention this because I remember during the expo, like I said, the Bahamian nation, they had their own parade celebrating their culture. And the thought occurred to me like, where in the hell and how in the hell do we as American indigenous people, how do we celebrate our culture? Because no matter which version of what we've been told we are, we really can't put it all together and say for a fact this is what it is. Whereas everybody around us can say that, no matter whether you're from India or South America or Europe or Caribbeans, wherever it is, you get to celebrate your history because you really know your history for a fact. Whereas with us, you know, everything's been muddied up and hidden and part of the truth and some of the truth and a bit here and a bit